Good evening, Internet. How are we out there? How is everyone doing tonight? You guys should all. It went straight into you guys are all there. So, hi, cast. How's everybody doing?
Hey there.
Hey.
Wave to the
Hey.
internet. Hello, Internet. Ms. K, how you doing? Reginald? Yep, Saladin gives us a wave. It's always good. So, how is everybody doing tonight? I see the yawn. No fair yawning. No fair yawning.
I was up
Oh no.
3 last night.
See what you started.
I went to sleep probably a good 6 hours before they did.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. Glad everybody's Saturday was good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Last today.
All right. Well, here we are, another Saturday night, another thrilling installment of Challenge Accepted for our mystery investigation. Before we get too far into that, I want to give a shout out to Syrinscape for the background musics and soundboards. Do have a custom soundboard set that I put together for this season. Also a shout out and a thank you to D&D Beyond for all of the resources that they make available for organizing and running D&D games. And courtesy shout out, even though it's not endorsed or anything, is Roll20 for all the, again, maps and management. In fact, I just picked up a new map pack today for City Slums, which you guys on the stream will probably see when we get to that. But for the cast, looking at the Roll20 map now, that's a pretty good deal. But this morning's game went well. Last week we did a one-shot Strahd Must Die in Space that ran a little long, but I like to think it was actually kind of satisfying in the end. Even if you guys did get marooned on Orth.
That was great, though.
Or Pearl woke up from her vivid, wild dream, almost like an Alice in Wonderland.
I want to go find Jinxie now, right?
Sorry, you're stuck with Maze.
I'm sure Titus would love to meet Jinxie.
I've had enough cats for a while.
And if anybody is curious, that episode is up on the Scuba Studio YouTube page, our YouTube channel, so you can go and check that out. Also, there should be there's a whole plethora of other videos from the various D&D streams we've done so far, as well as Scuba and the Rye podcast. More videos coming out every week for foreseeable future. Gonna have something up there, so it should be loads of fun to check that content out. Real quick intros on everybody. Try to get into that habit in case there's somebody here who hasn't seen us before and, kind of give us a welcome. So we'll start with Titus and work our way to Pearl. So Titus, say hello. Who are you?
Yes, I am playing Titus Lightbearer. He is a human paladin, now of the Order of the Ancients. And he's from Barovia, just here to have a good time and not die and not go crazy around all these cats.
Yep. And our new and then next we have Maze.
Yes, I'm playing Maze. She's a halfling rogue that is now an arcane trickster. And yep, we're in her hometown and she loves the place and hopefully we're going to figure some stuff out tonight.
Mm-hmm. And last and not least is the tabaxi that can't stay still, Pearl.
Hi. And I have my ball, and I have my pet owl, and and I like to go find things. And they're supposed to follow me, but they never follow me. I don't know why.
So, and what's your class?
I am a shadow monk.
Alrighty. As everybody's kind of alluding to, everyone has leveled up to level 3 right at the start for this, because previously on their investigation, they managed to confront and deal with Inspector Logan, and turns out Inspector Logan was not who they thought he was. Kind of left more than a few questions. They were last time we had Maze and Alan, who had found Pearl bound and gagged in a basement of a residence, and come to the police station to find another Pearl had been working with the party to confront Inspector Logan. So, and afterwards realize that both of them were creatures that are rather disturbing. Maze knows from Maze is working with Alan as an investigating duo, that there's a lot of strange urban legends in Paradon concerning these creatures, but nothing really concrete. They have been tasked by a mysterious individual to find a item of some importance. They realize that they are on a clock. There's only a limited window of time before the item they're searching for vanishes for another 13 years or so. They've been as they arrived in Paradon in the region of in the land of Zeresh, which is near neighbors with the land with Barovia. They've stumbled across a series of murders that seem to be occurring in Paradon. They've gone through 3 nights of murders, a murder each night, and shortly after midnight, had been trying to figure out who or what is committing the murders. They finally led them to accuse Inspector Logan, who was the chief inspector of the Paradon Guard, who have been working on the investigation. So on the 4th night, no murder had occurred. So the party is feeling good about that. Here we're going into the next night as a kind of, okay, hasn't been a murder yet, but just to be sure, we want to kind of take a walk around the city, and to make sure and kind of be there, because to kind of really assure that the murders have stopped. But however, they're not any closer to finding the item they're looking for. So it's kind of a column A, column B. Welcome, Sizori. I'm just going through the intro on things. About to kind of do a quick recap on where we are. So we're just getting started, and turning it over to the players. What would you like to do? It is evening. It is the next night. You're out in the city of Paradon. The fog, of course, is thick, as it always is in this strange land. There's just the street lamps that are kind of a gas lamp type of structure, and everything seems kind of quiet as far as the city, almost like it's still trying to hold its breath.
So are we left off in the inn, or did we stayed with Maze and Alan?
You were with May. You spent the late hours of with Maze and Alan, kind of going through, comparing notes on your investigation.
Right.
And then you and Pearl had gone back to the lodging house. No sign of your other companions. You arrived in the city with rested late in the afternoon. After having a meal with Auntie, Maze had come to get y'all and kind of work with y'all for the rest of this investigation, and it just kind of working through to get to the evening.
Okay. So I turn and I look at Pearl and I say, so what would you say we've learned over the last 24 hours? Anything in particular that would come to mind about how we can best direct our course as a group?
As a group, I'm not sure. I did learn something. You don't grab shingles on a roof.
That's one lesson. that's one lesson. Um, Here's just a thought. Take it for what it is. Perhaps we stay together, and if you so feel the desire to go and inspect something, to look at something off in the distance,
Yeah.
and you say, "Hey, come look," hold it. Just wait like 2 seconds, and then look back.
Okay, I can do that.
Look back at me, eyes on me, eyes on me, and see, am I aware that you're wanting to run away and willing to go with you? So just a thought.
What if I grabbed you and brought you with me?
We're closer. We're closer. Yeah. We're in the same book. Maybe not on the same page, but we're at least in the same book. So I look to Maze and I say, this is progress. This is progress.
I learned a new trick. Guess what? I can be even more sneaky now. Yay!
And he's kind of just like I am right here, just with his other hand, he just kind of reaches around and double checks, make sure that the rope is still there. That's nice. That's great. That's great. I'm happy for you. But perhaps maybe not use it.
I can make you sneaky too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But still, when you run away, just kind of look at me. Just
look at you.
Back my direction.
Okay. I can look at you. That's not hard.
Oh, okay. Good.
And Maze is going to speak up for just a second and be like, Pearl,
Yes.
I have something that you might like,
Really? I like things.
but if you take it too far away from me, he'll get sad. So you have to stick with us, okay? And she's going to reach into her pocket, and she pulls out a little black mouse with red eyes. His name's Fritz, and he likes cheese. Just be careful, okay?
Yeah. Grab it. And let's it like run along her fingers and like around her fingers, and she kind of goes like this to like run across the different fingers, Like
Pearl, roll an animal handling check.
Oh no.
You didn't really think you'd get away from it, did you?
I didn't even think about it, honestly.
I know. That's what I'm here for.
That's a 10.
It's what?
A 10.
All right. That at first, Fritz is just a little freaked out and seeing a giant cat holding him, and then realizes you're not going to hurt him, and starts to explore. And you kind of are just kind of there as he starts to do the whole exploring across the hand and whatnot.
Okay. Like right next to Maze, almost like too close, like I'm like actually touching arm to arm, kind of almost like so that.
Well, leg to arm.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, remember Maze is a halfling, right?
Yeah.
You're a tabaxi, so she's shorter than you. You tower over her, kind of like how Tarvos towered over you.
So, has the new chief inspector arrived to replace Logan?
You're unfamiliar if who it is. You guys have kind of rested up. I mean, you had a pretty big day yesterday.
Yeah.
So you had a pretty big day. So it's like, all right, let me kind of take a breath. I mean, you went from a doctor who turned into a were creature, and then to another creature that turned into a were creature, turned into Inspector Logan, and turned into something else. I mean, it's been a rough day.
Yeah.
So you kind of needed that mental break. Because I mean, even in Barovia, things got weird.
Mm-hmm.
This is a whole new world of weird for you.
So I'll turn to Maze, and understanding that she's very much familiar with the town and the people in it, and ask, do you know who Inspector Logan might have hung out with? Yes, maybe spent time with away from work. Do you know of any of his companions?
Not off the top of my head. Alan and I did quite a lot of investigating and never could come up with anything. But I do have certain people I could talk to that might know something.
Ugh.
So perhaps we go there tonight? Could we meet with them tonight?
And she starts looking around. I'm really hoping there's no street kids out at night, but are there?
Roll a perception check.
I got a dirty 20.
Nice. You're looking around for some street kids.
Yes.
It's getting to be pretty late. It takes you a little bit, but you do find one kind of huddling in a corner, trying to keep out of sight and kind of keep to themselves.
Titus? Give me just a moment, and I'm going to head over to the little street youngin, and
Okay.
while I'm doing that, I'm going to look in my bag for some kind of food.
Okay.
What do I have in my bag?
You probably have some rations, unless you have something else you use for dealing with the street kids.
I've got a
Girl would follow
nice red shiny apple.
Okay. First the kid is a little timid. Let's see. But then kind of recognizes you a little bit. There's some glimmer of recognition, maybe not a direct, but maybe by proxy.
Gotcha. I'll
And like,
extend my red apple out to him and hand it to him. Like, it's okay, here. Have you ate anything today?
no, miss.
Here, you can have this.
Roll a persuasion roll.
Come on, D&D Beyond.
Scoop,
Oh,
how
no.
far away would she be from us?
Oh no.
She'd probably be about 10 feet or so, enough to give a semblance of privacy.
Mhm.
But given your history with your party, you're not letting her get too far away either, because people have a tendency to just vanish.
Yeah, that was a big 7.
What'd you get?
A 7.
He's a little kind of timid about accepting the apple. He's like, sorry, miss. So he's just kind of sitting there. He's just not taking the apple. He's a little freaked out.
It's okay. I'll just sit it on the ground there
Okay.
and back up a little bit
All right.
and be like, friend, have you heard anything about the ladies that are getting hurt at night?
Sits there, he looks at the apple, and you can kind of see him kind of lick his lips, like he really wants to go for it, but he's really kind of freaked out. After a little while, he kind of sits there, and when you ask your question, he sits. Some of them were nice to us, but it's not sure who's been doing it. Why would they hurt the nice ladies?
I
At
don't
this point,
know.
you can kind of get an estimate. The kid's maybe like 5.
Oh. I don't know, little one, but me and my friends were trying to figure out who's doing it so we can stop them. So if you or anybody else that you're around hears anything and you see us, please let us know. And I might have more shiny red apples waiting.
Goes to pick up the apple and okay, and then kind of darts off around a corner.
I'll walk back to Titus and Pearl.
I'm guessing Pearl was probably pulling on Titus like the whole time, trying to go with Maze so she can get close because she has the mouse. But I'm guessing Titus held her back that whole time.
Oh yes, most definitely.
Thanks, Titus. Then I'll come back and be like, well, we might have some more feet on the ground. We'll see if it bears any fruit.
Alrighty. Maze, go ahead and roll a D100, a D100, and a D4, and tell me the result.
Oh wow. 14.
Wow, the 100 and the 4 gave you a 14?
It did.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
You get a shiny red apple.
That's right.
Hilarious.
That will come in handy later. I will take it.
True.
Oh wow. Give me a perception check real quick. Actually, make it an investigation check because you were trying to watch where the kid darted off to.
Right. That would be a 22.
Okay, as you're kind of looking and watching where the kid darts off to, you look off to the corner and you see a broom leaning against a door jamb, and the broom catches your eye. Something about it just catches your attention. And when you go over to pick it up, you realize it's a very the way it's crafted really well, almost like it's void of any dirt of any kind. And after a little while, you start to get a sense that there's something special about it. And because of the tricksters, you have been gifted a broom of flying.
Yay, thank you.
Yay.
I'm curious how that'll work out in a fog-filled city.
True.
I
Low
don't know.
flyer.
The tricksters do what the tricksters do. So when the tricksters decide to bless the party, they bless the party. When they decide to curse the party, they curse the party. But we'll see how this goes. And Pearl, you get an inspiration.
Yay.
From the tricksters as well. That covers all of that. Oh, and my HP bar went down and going down again. So
I tried desperately to make that happen this morning and it didn't work.
Because we're doing and those for watching as well, because we're doing the channel points and the bits for the various gifts from the tricksters, I'm leaving the HP bar to follows, subs, raids, hosts, all of those things to kind of help boost that up. And every time it goes down, I'll probably do something that I feel is appropriate for the adventure, whether it's a wandering monster or I give myself advantage on something. We'll see how it goes. Has to feel appropriate, but definitely will add something to this. So yeah, anybody gifting bits or using the channel points to affect the stream, you're more than welcome to do that. And we'll see what happens. So we have a gift from the tricksters, we have some inspiration, and now we're carrying on with our adventure. Alrighty, so you have a broom of flying, and for those who are unaware of that item, The wooden broom which weighs 3 pounds and functions like a mundane broom until you stand astride and speak the command word. It then hovers beneath you and can be ridden in the air. It has a flying speed of 50 feet, a carry weight of 400 pounds. Its flying speed is reduced to 30 if you have more than 200 pounds on the broom. The broom stops hovering when you land. You can actually send the broom to travel alone to a destination within 1 mile that you're familiar with, and then it would come back.
Yay.
So that has a numerous plethora of potential.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I like it.
Well, it looks like Pearl's also got a gift from the tricksters in the chat.
oh yes, gift from the tricksters. All right, Pearl, give me a D100 and a D4, and tell me the total result.
61.
61.
It is a DeLorean of time travel.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Oh, I love that.
Oh no. Pearl, give me an investigation check.
That is a 14.
14. Yeah. You kind of looking about, and something catches your attention off to the side.
Ooh, really?
But it doesn't hold your attention long. And then after a little while of searching, you're kind of looking through, and you kind of find kind of sitting on a bench somewhere a padlock of some type. And as you go to take a look at it, you kind of hold it, and it feels kind of weird because it's a very unique looking lock. And with your propensity to go after shiny things,
Yeah.
You have been gifted a lock of trickery.
Ooh, I know those
This
are.
lock appears to be an ordinary lock, as like the type described in the player's handbook. Comes with a single key, so you see the single key kind of sticking out of it. The tumblers on this lock magically adjust to thwart burglars. Dexterity checks made to pick this lock are at disadvantage.
If I ever get mad at Maze, I can lock something up on purpose to make it hard for me to get it, right?
You don't make it difficult.
Taking Fritz back.
Alrighty. So as you're kind of fumbling with the lock and kind of looking at it and getting used to it, a figure hurries towards you through the mist. A glowing lantern held high. Its fitful light casts a yellow pool in the thick fog. Meryl, where are you? Meryl, the figure cries in a tearful voice. Meryl, where are you? As the figure comes closer, you recognize it's Koth Rigsby, proprietor of the Twilight Yawn Lodging House, which you guys have been staying at. At this point, it's gotten late. It's actually past midnight, but you don't remember hearing the chimes. You heard the chimes for 11, but you didn't hear the chimes for midnight. As he holds out a trembling hand and speaks to you in a pleading voice. Good sir, Mrs., have you seen my wife? I just got home and she's not there. She must have come out to find me because I stayed at the pub too late. Before you have a chance, you hear running footsteps. A boy emerges from the mist and tugs at Koth's arm. Koth, he exclaims. Casey Mills says Merle came looking for you at the Twin Sons. You must have missed her in the fog. You guys do.
I would want to run right off the, go get to her before, just in case there's still murders and stuff. And Pearl will look at Titus, smile. Let's go, come on.
I have to say I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Let's
Before I can finish talking and pulse.
All right. So Koth and the boy run off. You guys follow.
Mm-hmm.
You guys follow him to the Twin Sons pub. And as you come into the pub and you see that it's still fairly busy for being after midnight. Not quite sure when, but you go in and kind of look at the clock to see what's going on. To see the clock, it's actually almost 1 a.m. Very weird. Didn't hear the chimes of midnight. But Koth is in there and he immediately starts questioning all the patrons about what's going on. What's going on?
Why didn't the bell chime? I was gonna ask anyone that listens.
Not sure. Nobody really seems to notice. Koth continues to question everyone, and after a little while, he gets frustrated. Goes to leave. As he's about to leave, the door opens. Before he gets to it, framed against the misty street lanterns is a solemn-looking man in unadorned chainmail with a simple leather scabbard and a longsword on his side. His straight black hair is long enough to brush against his broad shoulders. A drooping mustache gives his face a perpetual frown. You can tell by the badge of office pinned on his belt that he has the dubious honor of being the new inspector of the Paragon Guard. Koth, he says emotionlessly, his eyes catching that of the large man. For a moment, you see the inspector's jaw muscles twitch. Whatever he is about to say is unpleasant for him. We found Merrill. You better come with me. Stunned, Koth drops his lantern on the floor. It clatters as the only sound in the now silent pub house. Neth, is she? Koth whispers. Yes, says Neth. Just like the others, I'm sorry, Koth. It's all my fault. If I hadn't gone along with the council's stupid plan.
Council's plan? What do you mean, council's plan? What are you talking about?
As you say that, Neth kind of looks to you to start a reply. Koth goes into a rage. He starts flipping tables and is just completely lost it. After a little while, he cursing and all that bursts out of the pub and down the street. As things start to quiet down, Neth kind of sinks himself into a chair and looks up at y'all. You're the ones who confronted Logan.
Yes.
If the situation were better, I'd applaud you for your service. However, he kind of looks around and council had the bright idea of having me send someone to prevent the clock from chiming midnight, thinking that would somehow stop things. It's
Whose
bad
bright
enough they
idea was
promoted me
this?
this morning. What was that?
I said, whose bright idea was this?
City council, politicians, take it as you want. But he's kind of resigned and whatever, and I'll let you know that he was, after the incident the night before, he was, that morning, he was promoted to be the new chief inspector. So, and he's kind of just resigned on the fact that now Koth's wife is gone. And Titus, your next dice roll is a natural 20.
Wait.
Because the tricksters are being the tricksters.
Don't ask me to do anything that's not important.
Everything I asked you to do is important.
So how do we move on from this? We've already killed this or taken care of this one creature. that was being the inspector, but I know that he had a boss. I saw him. I tried to chase him. How do we find this boss? Like, I can't think of any clues to follow now.
He's just as perplexed, and he goes in and it's kind of like, thought we had a reprieve. Guess we weren't so lucky.
Who did Logan spend his off hours with?
Not really sure. I was assigned to a different section of the city before being summoned over, so I really had not a lot of personal experience with Logan, so I couldn't tell you.
Well, surely there's someone of this district that would know this.
Pursuing that we haven't really pursued that in terms, because we were more concerned with the immediate threat of trying to prevent any more of these potential murders. But what inquiries we did make, Logan was a very private individual. Didn't socialize with any of the men off hours. Seemed to be when he would work more than he would be off. And what times he did disappear, he was off. He wasn't seen at any of the normal hangout locations that you would find the city guard when they're in their off time. Even questioning the owners of this establishment, they couldn't provide any further information.
I say he's as viable a lead as any, and we certainly have already been convinced that he is tied to this heinous act, and his partner, I'm also sure, is aware of his absence and is carrying on the business without him.
That may be the case. Unfortunately, I have been looking through his records, what little I could get my hands on, and there isn't much to go on as far as the previous murders. From what I understand from a couple of the guards, is you yourselves have had more opportunity, have seen quite a number of these. And he looks over to Maze, and I'm familiar with your work with Pinkerton and whatnot. I imagine if you're helping them, then you all must have collected more information than we've been able to.
I'm gonna pull on Titus's jacket or whatever he has on, the clothing.
Yes.
Hey, well, if we think Logan's been helping with the other murders and we know he's gone now and it just happened again, do you think we should go investigate the new scene and see if there's anything new, anything different from the other ones?
Absolutely, I agree. We shouldn't continue to spend any time here. We need to get moving.
Okay, I like that idea. I like it.
Knight looks up to you and says, well, perhaps you'll find something that we missed. I know we've completed our initial investigation and an investigation on that. The weirdest thing about this particular one is seems found no clues other than it's the hands were missing.
That didn't happen before.
Roll history checks. All three of you.
All right, I get a nat 20.
Yeah, you do.
Hey.
I got a 9. Yay!
15.
Alrighty. Pearl is living up to her expectation. So. Maze and Titus, as you guys listen to this, it kind of clicks that on each of the murder scenes, and Maze from her investigation with Pinkerton, Titus from actually being able to look over all three bodies that you've seen previously, there have been some missing element to the body. One had missing internal organs. One had different organs missing, so a body part missing from missing is kind of in line with the MO of the murderer that you've been able to piece together. But the fact that the hands were missing this time does seem a little, definitely catches your attention, because the last set have been missing internal organs. This is the first actual extremity that's been removed to your knowledge. Maze has some faint recollection from previous murders, but not really sure over the course of the history of Paradigm, because this has been happening like clockwork for decades and decades.
Okay. So I look to the inspector and I tell him that we've seen these horrific scenes. Each time internal organs were missing. You know, one had these certain organs missing, these other one, and the others had different organs missing. But now we have these hands missing. Were there also internal organs missing here, or was this it?
Not that I can tell. I'm still waiting for our medical examiner to take a look. But so far, it looks to be they're void of blood, and the hands were missing, which is in line with what I could get from what notes Inspector Logan kept, which I must admit, rather disappointing that an inspector did not keep better notes. But then again, he may not have been an inspector at all.
Another quick point to think about is Meryl was not of the same sort as the other victims. Perhaps this one was more personal.
Perhaps. I'll have to. And he pulls out and makes a note of that. Again, in there, based on what you're saying, and he's like, if you want to go and see if you can find out more, by all means. The site was just several blocks from here to the south.
What if they're making a puzzle?
That's rather morbid.
Well, this is morbid too. I'm just saying, maybe they're already doing more morbid stuff. They're sticking them together to make something new.
I'm sorry, I just reacted to the chat.
I know. I'm trying not to. Considering I know the comment and I know the source. So there hasn't been anyone who's done that in this land. Some other lands there was talk about a man named Victor, but not here. And with that, he goes to grab a drink, because he clearly needs a drink after this night, and especially after that comment.
What do I do now? Well, let's go. We need to go look at this. Right? We gotta find
So
something.
I asked for specific instructions as to how to get to this place. It's a few blocks south.
Yeah, he tells you it's several blocks south. He gives you directions to how to get there. You become fairly acquainted with some of the main thoroughfares on the city. There's obviously some nuances that you would need to spend more time, but with Maze guiding you, you have no problem getting to that location.
Mm-hmm.
So I pull on Titus. Let's go. And then I also stand really close to Mace, but still trying to go.
Yes, I kind of nod, acknowledging Pearl's ushering me out the door, and look over to Maze. Perhaps you should lead the way.
Sure. And I'll actually hop on my broom and just hover where I'm like actual eye level with everybody else now.
Yay!
Oh.
I love it.
This is why I love D&D.
I'm ready when you guys are.
I'm ready. Let's go. She starts walking.
So May starts to fly on the broom.
I'm right next to her. Like really close.
That's a good call. That is a good call. Yeah.
I don't want the mouse to get mad or upset.
He
All right.
cries.
I don't want him to die.
Little mousy tears. It's awful.
Alrighty, so you guys go in there. It takes you probably about half hour or so to navigate through because of the fog, and you don't want to get too far away from May from each other because Maze at times tends to drift a little further than she was expecting. And you guys come in there, and with that, we will flip over to the map.
Yay.
Alrighty, so this is our map we're going to start with. You guys should be able to see your characters in this city area, this city slummy type of area. So, how would you guys like to? Oh, try to make it a little easier. I'll actually put you on this one where we remove the roof so you can actually see all the pathways.
Okay.
Not here. Pull off. Alrighty. So, how would you guys like to proceed?
Really close.
So how close are we to the scene?
You are still about 100 feet or so from the scene.
All right, so I am letting Maze take the lead because she knows the way, but I am maintaining as best I can 5 feet equidistant if I can between Pearl, depending on how she stays with us or not, and with Maze.
Okay. So put Maze is in front, and then you're putting Pearl in between you and Maze. Okay. Should be fairly easy. So you guys come down, and just so you guys can see all of that as you've explored it. And as you come around the next corner, are you coming around an alleyway or whatever or whatnot? The entrance to the alleyway is dark and foreboding. A startled dog gnawing on a tossed away bone lets out a yip and speeds away. Lantern light reveals 3 guards huddled around a body sprawled on the paving stones. As you approach, they stand aside to let you view the corpse of Meryl Rigsby. Gaping, ragged wounds cover Meryl's body in a chaotic pattern, her garments shredded and bloody. Right about right here.
Okay.
Point I'm turning control of the characters over to you.
All right, so I will move around here a little further. Let's see. Zoom in a little bit. So is there an actual token I should see or no?
No, not yet.
Okay. All right, so I move around closer to the body. And
go ahead and bring yourself right about here where I'm pinging.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Pearl and Maze. You got okay. All right. You see that it is. It does appear to be Meryl's body, and as described, she's got ragged wounds, and the clothes are all kind of shredded. The guards kind of step back and allow you to inspect and see what's going on.
I wish I had the nat 20 still. I will take a closer look and try to inspect the wounds. Just because you've given us kind of the free information, I always also put out to Pearl and Maze the difference that I noticed, at least at the onset, in the wounds being very ragged and chaotic. And it seems either this is it either is not related to the other murders that have been going on, or the finesse of the previous murders was that of maybe Logan's hand and not this person's. All right, so let's see if I can pick up anything else. And that is a 13 minus 1, so 12.
For your, what were you doing? Investigation?
Investigation, yep.
Okay. Pearl and Maze, what are you guys doing before I tell them the result?
Would I be able to figure out anything like medicine-wise, like looking at the body of?
I'm sorry, didn't quite catch that.
Like, I was thinking if there was some way for me to use like medicine or something to look at it, see their body is different. Obviously, the hands are different, but just any other clues relating to.
You could do a medicine check.
The way the body.
Yeah, you could totally do a medicine check. Maze, how about you?
That was a nat 1, making 3. Okay.
I would like to investigate with Titus on my broom. Just go up there and kind of float around the body and see if I can get different angles and catch anything he might miss, maybe.
All right. So you're going to fly. So I'm going to put a little give you a little blue token that you're flying.
Yay!
And you're going to circle around to kind of see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. And so, Pearl, you said you got a nat 1 on your medicine check? She dead. She appears dead. Titus, oh, nat 20 for Maze on her next dice roll.
Thank you.
Yep. Alrighty. So, Titus, with yours, you see that the body actually has hands.
What? I thought we were told that she had no hands.
We were. I thought. Yes, we were. We definitely were.
Is there like a stick or anything lying around?
No. There is actually a flurry of movement as the three guards start to lunge at you, and the body that's on the ground starts to lunge at you.
Oh no.
Roll initiative.
You got it.
Yay.
What's with us and finding all the dead bodies that aren't dead? I just really want to know.
Well, dead is such a relative term. So
Yes. Yeah. Only mostly pretending to be dead.
Yep.
So I have a 6 initiative.
A 6 on your initiative. Alrighty.
Oh wait, do I? Let me check my character here.
And keep in mind, you can use any inspiration that's been given to you.
Yeah.
Pearl, what's your initiative?
10.
10. Okay. Maze, what is yours? I know it's a 20. What else to go with it?
23.
23. Nice. Alrighty. So, off the bat, the one that was pretending to be Meryl is going to make a swipe at Titus as a surprise. Wait a minute. You don't have the... Yeah. Could be a swipe at Titus. All right. Actually, no. It's going to look at you. And you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. So that is a 21.
All right. You lock eyes with her, and you feel yourself start to fall asleep, but then you shake yourself free of the enchantment, and you are now immune to it for the next 24 hours. So with that, that was their move. So starting off, Maze, you're gliding up overhead. You see the four of them engage with your fellows. How high up are you hovering?
Well, I figured I was still where I would be like eye to eye with like Titus.
Okay. So close enough for melee. If you want to melee from a flying broom, that's actually much cooler than I thought.
Yes.
Inspiration for Titus just came in.
Sweet.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay.
She pulls out her rapier,
Alrighty.
and it's 15.
A 15 will hit. Which one are you attacking?
I am attacking the one that's closest to Titus.
Alrighty. Zoom in.
And with sneak attack, since he's within 5 feet.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty. So the one next to... So you get the one next to Titus.
And that'll be 17 points of damage.
17 points. Now the one that stared at him is prone on the ground, so it'd be the one standing up that's next to Titus.
Yeah.
Alrighty, 17 points. That is a solid hit. Okay, next up are the creatures. Yeah, as you stab the one mazes and the rest of them, you see them all kind of shift into some kind of dog hybrid type thing. Not quite a wolf, but a different type of canine animal. And let's see. Okay. Routine 3,000 points for redeem. Oh, DM rolls a nat 1. Okay, Saladin, I got you. I'll make note of that. Be using that here in just a moment. Next PC rolls gets it in that order. Alrighty. So, Pearl, you're going to get a nat 20 on your next attack roll.
Yay!
Nice.
Fun.
Alrighty. So, this first one is going to stand up and attack with a scimitar, because there was an illusion around it that kind of faded as it rose up. Let's see.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, the disadvantage is a 15 to hit.
And who is he striking?
Striking you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, meets it, beats it.
Alrighty, so that will be 4 points of... No, wrong dice. Right dice. Actually, no, because it's a nat 1. It doesn't hit. Actually drops the scimitar. I almost forgot. So, nope, no hit. You're good. Next one is the one that Maze hit, and it will try and hit Maze
At disadvantage.
at disadvantage.
It's for my protection feat. So
Is that an aura effect?
anyone within 5 feet of me, Pearl and Maze has they're protected. So attacks are at disadvantage.
Nice. Alrighty, so that is a 19 to hit.
Ouch. Yeah.
I was lucky. I was originally a nat 20.
Whoo.
For 4 points of slashing damage from the scimitar.
Gotcha.
Alrighty, that brings us to Pearl.
Yay. I already know it's nat 20.
Told you it would go down.
I'm gonna swing with my quarterstaff.
Alright.
And that
Which one are you attacking?
I'm going to attack the one in the center. Between me
The one in the center? Okay.
that is 9 damage.
What's your to hit? Oh, that's right. You got a nat 20, so...
I think it's roll the right one. I don't think I rolled the right one. I think it's 10 damage. I'm sorry, it's 10 damage. Sorry. I rolled the wrong
you
die.
have to speak... Can you speak up a little bit?
Sorry. I said that was 10 damage
Alright.
for the first swing. Well, and that's a nat 20, so that would be...
What's your dice you're rolling for your quarterstaff?
It's a D8. So the
All
8
right.
damage plus the 10, so that'd be 18 altogether.
18 damage?
Uh-huh.
Alrighty. How would you like to do it?
Knock it back down on the ground like it used to because it was prone before, right?
Yep.
And like down right in the center of its belly. Stab it down.
Alright. It is done.
And then I'll turn and kind of kick. I'll use both hands to do the staff, but I'll kick the guy next to me for an unarmed strike.
Alrighty.
And that one is another nat 20.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so that is 4 plus 4, so that'd be 8 damage.
8 damage.
Not in my turn there.
And your quarterstaff is magical or non-magical?
Let me look real quick. Can't remember. I don't think there's anything special, but I will double check. No, it's normal.
Normal? Okay.
Hmm?
I just missed that.
I
Wrong
might
number.
have, like, resistance or something probably.
Alright. Titus, your weapon is non-magical, right?
For the moment.
And Jinxie, your weapon is non-magical, right?
Yes.
Okay. Real quick, I missed on the fact that non-magical damage doesn't affect them. So all the hits that you guys look like it scored, you see the wound as you pull it back, the wounds actually kind of heal themselves up. So now the unarmed strike is a 4, not an 8. Libanez.
It was
D4.
probably
So
better.
she got max and then doubled it, right?
I had max and I rolled 1 plus 3, so it made it 4, and I added them together. It was 8.
Yeah. Trying to remember. Yeah, you had to for that. Okay. So next up is this other one who's going to move up. Not that one yet. This one right here. Try this one right here, who's going to attack Pearl. Disadvantage because she's within that 5-foot aura. Yeah, that is a 13 to hit.
It does not hit.
Alrighty. Next up is Titus.
All right. Question. Channel Divinity, is that an action?
Mm, yeah, depending on what the channel divinity is.
Okay.
What are you trying to pull?
Well, Nature's Wrath. You can cause vines to spring up, reach for a creature within 10 feet of you that you can see. Must succeed a strength or dex saving throw, its choice, or be restrained.
Is it listed under your actions?
Yep, it is. So
All
it
right.
would be.
Yep. So it'd be an action if you want to do that.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't want to do that. So I am going to use a bonus action
Okay.
to call on Divine Favor.
Alrighty.
And that imbues my weapon attacks with 1d4 radiant damage on a hit.
All right.
All right. And I will use my longsword to attack the one that is the one prone.
No, it stood up as it
Okay.
lashed with its scimitar.
Okay, but when Pearl hit it, it didn't knock it down with a nat 20.
It did. See, yeah, we'll give it that one. I'll give you that one. It's prone.
Okay.
I have it knocked down, so.
All right. So rolling with advantage, 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
Okay. So that is 9 non-magical damage.
Okay.
And 1 radiant damage. Thank you.
Alrighty, 1 radiant.
And that'll end my turn.
Okie dokie. The last one that'll come up. Come up this side. And we'll attempt to attack Maze. But it'll be at disadvantage because they're within 5 feet. Yep, that's a critical fail. It drops its scimitar.
Yay.
Green bubble, that it is prone. Blue bubble, you're flying. Back up to the top with Miss Maze.
Let's see here. All right, this is a noob question.
Okay.
Maze wants to cast Sleep,
Okay.
and it's in a 20 or creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to cast it where I could get as many of them as possible without hitting any of us.
It is possible to do that. You'd probably want to be focusing it right about here. And it has a chance to affect the three that are in that line that is in front of Pearl and in front of Titus.
Okay, that's what I will do then.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll it up. Or let me know what the save is. Or no, I don't think there's a save on that.
No, I just roll 5d8 and it goes from hit points of the creatures.
Alrighty. 5d8. Do it.
That would be 21.
Ooh, impressive. So that is immediately going to put the one that's on the ground that Titus just hit to sleep. And does not affect any of the others because there's not quite enough. For those who don't know, sleep spell, or as you saw last week, sleep spell have a total hit point, and each creature that meets those hit points will fall asleep. So if the creature's hit points are higher than the amount of that the spell deals, then it doesn't fall asleep. So right now you have one that's asleep on the ground, considered unconscious.
All right. And where there's two right there on me, if I disengage for my bonus action,
Yep.
neither one of them get a opportunity attack,
Nope.
right? Okay, so since I'm still on my broom, I will disengage and fly 20 feet in the air, straight
Okay.
above us, looking down on them.
Alrighty. So 20 feet up in the air. That's kind of hard to tell because this is a 2D map, but
I'm up there, guys. Hi.
so yep. Make a note. Alrighty. Okay, that brings us to that one, which is asleep. Then the next one is going to attack Titus. Be at disadvantage.
Won't be at disadvantage if he attacks me.
Oh, okay, it won't be at disadvantage if he attacks
Yeah.
you.
Right.
It's a 12 to hit.
And he misses.
Alrighty. Next up, we have Pearl.
Yeah, I have a question. Since
Answer.
I do all of my other like fighting martial arts that would normally be something that's strength as dex, would I be able to grapple with dex or no?
If it lets you use your dex bonus versus your strength bonus,
I don't know.
I'll let you do it.
So I thought, what if I grapple? I try to grapple one that's next to me, try and give advantage to someone attacking it, because I can't do anything else. So
That's fair.
I can give advantage.
Okay.
Roll a dex and hope that's a 10. I doubt that's gonna be enough, but we'll try.
Alrighty. There's the opposing. Yeah. Okay. What'd you get?
A 10.
Succeed.
Oh, I do. Cool. So
Yep.
I'm now holding the werewolf or what? Were doggy thing in. No. Yay.
See.
Anyone that attacks it gets an advantage against it.
So I'll put the little fist of doom
Yay.
on it for being grappled.
Yay.
To bring us to the next one, which is grappled. So it's going to try and break. It's the grapple on you.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your check again. See if it beats.
That's an 11.
Nope. Doesn't beat it. Stays grappled.
Oh, yay.
And his action doing that. All right, brings us to Titus.
All right. I know which one I'm going after now.
Okay.
So I still have divine favor, so I'll still use the radiant damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I will. Yeah, I'll just attack again with my long sword.
Are you attacking the one that's unconscious?
No, I'm attacking the one that's grappled because that one will pose, I think, more of a threat to me.
Okay.
So
as you move over, you would provoke an attack of opportunity from the...
Oh, wait. Which one? Well, I'm sorry. Which one is grappled?
Well,
This one is grappled over here. Got the little fist.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see that.
You've got one right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't see that. So then, yeah, I can't exactly move over.
Yeah.
That.
I was
So
like, I can't really move either, so it's like I'll do the one that's near me. So.
okay. All right. Well, I'll just attack the one right there, just south of me, and I rolled a 17 to hit.
Okay. 17 will hit. Roll damage.
All right.
Kind of figured you probably wouldn't get to, but I thought maybe Dave could.
Mm-hmm. So
Good
7.
tactics.
That was my thinking.
Yeah.
Anyway.
7 non-magical and 2 radiant.
Alrighty. Radiant. Now you can definitely tell the radiant damage is having an effect.
Okay, and that'll end my turn.
Alright, this will bring us to the last one, which can't attack Maze.
You got that broom just in time, didn't you?
I did. I love it.
Yeah, you did. You did. No, I may do that later. It's gonna come around and attack Titus. That's 12 to hit.
12 does not hit.
Alrighty, Titus. Back up to the top with Miss Maze.
All right.
20 feet up in the air, you see Pearl has got one kind of in a like a figure eight kind of MMA grip.
Like hanging on him. Got one
I
leg
will.
around with everything. A tail.
This might be bad, but I am going to fly over there and down with my rapier out and cast Booming Blade on it
Okay.
and dive bomb for a hit on the one she's holding.
All right. Blooming Blade does what again?
Well, right now, since I'm level 3, it won't do any extra damage unless the creature I hit it with moves.
Fair.
And then
All right.
it'll take like
So you cast
2d8
the
damage.
you cast the Booming Blade on the one that you're going to attack? Or did you
No.
cast?
On my rapier.
Oh, on your rapier? Okay.
Yeah, I gotta make a melee attack when I cast the spell.
That's right. That's right. All right. Go ahead and roll for attack.
Right.
That's at advantage because I'm holding it.
Yep.
Nothing else. I will at least try to help somehow.
Well, that and she would also get her sneak attack in there too. But
I was right there.
It was at 18 to hit.
18 to hit. That will definitely hit.
All right. Uh, 12 points of damage.
Non-magical, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you stab it, it kind of yelps, but the wound doesn't seem to stay open.
Do you have any spells you can cast? Like call it. Time?
No.
All right.
Hopefully the Booming Blade would have-
See. Let's see. That Jackal is asleep, so we'll bring up to our next one, which will attempt to attack Titus. Yep, that would be a 10 to hit. So that's not a hit. I'm having horrible dice rolls.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right, next we have Pearl.
Well, like I said, I've looked through everything I can find. I don't think I have anything I can do besides try to hold this grapple. So I will continue to try to hold the grapple. That's a 15 to hold the grapple.
So you maintain the grapple.
Yay.
And now it's going to try. All right. Go and roll it again.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. And another 15.
Got an 18. So it breaks the grapple and attempts to stand up, which I will believe trigger the Booming Blade.
'Cause it's moving. Yes, yes. Let me make sure I read this right. It takes 1d8 thunder damage.
Ooh, go ahead and roll it.
That's a 3.
Hey, it's still damage.
Every hit point counts.
Especially when we can't get anything else to work.
Alrighty. So it's no longer grappled. All right, which brings us to Titus.
All right. I really want to make this go a little faster. So I am going to dismiss the divine favor. I'll use a because I know they can't stack, right? So I'll use my bonus action to cast Searing Smite, and
Nice.
it is a con save of 12. and I'm casting it on the one that's got the 2 radiant damage right there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Divine favor, concentration. Yeah, you would have to drop it and
Right.
then do the other one.
Right.
So which one are you attacking?
The one just south of me.
Okay, the one you've been attacking. All right.
Yep.
Searing Smite. Alrighty, do it to it.
All right. So, yeah, it's a DC 12 for the spell to work. And let me know if it does.
On save. Ready? Yeah, that's going to be a fail.
Okay, so on a fail, so on a failed save, it takes 1d6 of fire damage. So the first attack is all right with my melee. So it'll be the next time I hit. So I will attack with my longsword.
Okay.
And that is a 19 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
All right. 4 non-magical damage.
Okay.
But it will take 5 fire damage.
All right. So that's a total of 9 damage.
Yes. Right. Now
So,
the sword.
No, you said 4 non-magical.
Yeah, and then 5
fire.
Fire. Yeah.
All right. So 5 fire damage. Okay.
Yeah, and then it has to make a con save of 12 every turn, or receive another 1d6 of damage.
Okay. How long does that last?
For a minute.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right, so that'll end my turn.
Okie dokie. Bring us up to our last one. Which is going to strike again with its scimitar, or at least attempt to. That is going to be a 15 to hit.
15 to me?
Yep.
It hits.
Okay. There's going to be 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Now you need to roll a check for the concentration. So it'll be 8 plus 5, 14. So you need to roll a d20 and add into, if you get above, and add your spell modifier, which if I believe you're...
Yes, so, yeah.
So
Okay.
if you have to get above a 14 to maintain the concentration.
So 16 plus 2 is 18.
So yeah, you maintain the concentration. Still take the 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Alrighty, and it brings us back up to the top with Miss Maze.
Man, I'm gonna stab this thing right in front of me again.
Alrighty.
Baby blade on it, just in case.
Never hurts.
Oh, that's a 15.
15 will hit.
Oh. And with sneak attack, will be 18 points of damage.
Magical or non-magical?
I don't guess Vivian Blade would make it magical.
It's an after effect if it moves, though, right?
Yeah, it says on hit, the target suffers the attack's normal effects and it becomes sheathed in booming energy until the start of your next turn.
Okay, so once it moves, so it doesn't itself make the weapon magical.
Right.
Okay, but the next time it moves, it will take the effect.
Right.
Okay, sounds good. Alrighty, that one is still asleep. This one at the start is going to make its con save. And you said, what's the DC? 12, right?
Yes, 12.
It makes the save.
Okay, so it doesn't take any damage.
Alrighty. Does the spell maintain its effect on a successful save, or
A spell ends.
okay? Good to go. Alrighty, and it will then make an attempt and an attack on Titus for 12 to hit, which is not going to hit. So,
Right.
moving along to Pearl.
Okay. So, I've got an idea.
All right.
Light a torch and attack him with a fiery torch.
Improvised weapon, potential fire damage, creative. Okay. You can take an action to light the torch.
All right.
So you'll have the torch ready to go on, or I'll give it to you a bonus action to light the torch. So it'd be improvised weapon.
Okay, and that would be just a normal D20, correct? I always forget.
Basically, you're attacking with your strength modifier. So roll a d20 and add your strength modifier.
I don't want to. It's a -1.
Okay, well, you said you get the ability to use your dex modifier in place of your strength modifier, so use your dex modifier.
That I'm okay with. That would be a 13 to hit.
13 does hit,
Yay.
so it'd be again D4 plus your strength modifier, and I'll give you and we'll give that as fire damage.
And so is that going to be switched over to the dex modifier as well, or?
Yeah, you're using that your modifier for doing the damage.
Just
You're
making
not
sure.
you don't get any proficiency bonus. It's just your modifier. So D4 plus your modifier, and since the
Or fire
torch is on fire,
or fire damage.
4 fire damage. Nice. Going to take that.
I thought I could. I tried to knock him out of the. Oh, can I spend a key point to disengage as a bonus action? Or no, because the bonus action was for the lighting the torch. So I wouldn't be able to do it.
You are correct.
I'm trying to get him to move.
Still, it's not a bad plan. I like it.
Okay, that's all.
Which then that one is now on fire and quite irritated with you. It's going to attack you.
Bad doggy.
Yeah, it's a little too distracted. It misses. So a 6 to hit. And it moved.
I don't like.
So it's just any movement, right?
Any movement.
All right, roll the damage for the booming blade.
Yay!
Yay.
I didn't know if it had to like walk or not, but if it just attack, that's awesome.
8.
8 points of fire damage. Nice. Or 8 points of thunder damage.
Thunder damage, yeah.
Still, that's good. It's definitely hurting. Alrighty. Next up is Titus.
All right, so my spell is no more. So I seeing what Pearl has done, and that it was effective. I will do the same thing, and grab a torch and light it.
Might I suggest, Titus, you have another smite option as a paladin? If you wouldn't mind a suggestion from the DM.
Sure.
Take it. It's the DM.
You, if you look under your actions, you have the ability to cast under in other at the very bottom.
Right.
You have the chance for Divine Smite.
Okay.
That can definitely connect.
Okay. Is that does that use a spell slot?
No, you expend a spell slot to deal to use the spell, but you can declare it after you know it hits. You don't have to declare it prior, unlike some of the other smites.
Okay.
So if you do attack with the longsword, oh hey, what do you know?
Yeah. Okay.
That would be someone just threw in. Since we're talking about it, you get a nat 20 on it.
Oh yes.
Oh,
So
Thank
roll
you,
that beautiful
tricksters.
bean footage.
Yes.
High
I
damage
imagine,
one.
Lebanon, you're talking about Titus getting that. So, so nat 20 divine smite. That's going to hurt.
All right. So obviously, I will use my longsword, and
Longsword. The
that's
sword damage isn't going to hit because it's immune to that, but the smite damage, that one's going to do. So roll your 2d. Yeah, roll your higher than first. So you still only have first level spells, right? You don't have any second level. So yeah.
correct.
So roll your 2d8.
Okay. So that is 9,
Plus 16.
25.
It's dead.
Yeah.
Hey! Bad
You come down with that, and while at first the blade kind of hits it, and it kind of like, and then all of a sudden the rest of the reaction, as that radiant burn of divine energy just lights it up.
Great. So does divine smite? Does it use a spell slot, or is it just a feat?
It does use a spell slot, as the description states.
Okay.
But unlike other ones, you don't have to declare it prior.
Okay.
So if you hit and you connect, you can then go, I want to spend the spell slot to add divine smite to it. As long as you have spell slots to use.
Right.
So go ahead and mark off your spell, your third spell slot, because you use the Searing Smite, use the Divine Favor. So then this one would be your third spell slot.
Right.
But you immediately kill one on a one hit.
Right.
That one is long dead. Alrighty. Brings us to the last one. Seeing his fellow go down, and one is asleep. He's going to take a disengage. And he is going to get out of dodge. Get himself over to here for his movement, because he can't dash. Oh, he gets 40 feet, so. Actually, you know what? I will let you take an attack of opportunity on him, and he will try to use his dash. So go ahead and roll an attack of opportunity.
But I don't have any magical weapons. That's the only thing.
Ah, okay.
So all I have is a silvered weapon and a silver dagger.
All right, he's going to dart down and escape out and just kind of run.
So silver wouldn't work on them?
Silver would, but none of you have tried to hit it with silver weapons.
Okay.
You have to tell me if you're using a silver weapon or a magical weapon. That way it kind of keeps that flowing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bring it up with Maze.
Okay, is the one that ran's completely gone, right?
Yeah, you saw him just used his dash, moved 80 feet, and now he's down the alleyway and lost in the fog.
All right. So, yep, the one in front of me that I have been hitting, booming blade, and see if I can hit it.
Okie dokie.
Nope. That's a 9.
Ouch. Alrighty. Brings us up. The one is still asleep. So he's not doing much. That one's dead. Brings it up to Pearl.
Okay, I'm going to try to hit him again with the fire.
Alrighty. Second verse, same as the first.
That's a 9 to hit.
Fortunately, a 9 does not hit.
That's all I can really do.
Alright. Okay. Now, did you want to try your disengage this time because you didn't spend any key points?
I mean, the only reason I was going to do it was to make him move for the booming blade.
Ah,
So there's not really a reason to now. So
fair enough. All right, he's going to try and swipe at you with his scimitar.
which would be at disadvantage.
And drops his scimitar.
That works too.
Hey.
Yeah, that's the third one that dropped this in. They need to get more practice with those.
Yep. All right, brings us to Titus.
I'm going to move over to the one that is by Pearl. So let me
Okay.
move past the sleeping one.
Alrighty.
And I will attack with my silvered dagger.
All right, roll for attack.
– 14.
14 does hit. Roll damage.
Nice. 6 damage, silvered.
All right, how do you want to do it?
Oh, yes. So, I just... I know the dagger is not typically used this way, but I'm just going to take the dagger and just go right across its neck and watch it fall to the ground.
Yep, it does that. You see the lie. You see as it hits. You hear the creature kind of yelp in pain, and the yelp is cut off as the blade actually sinks in and goes across and creates that red line.
Nice. So.
He's like question the other one, you think?
Yeah. So, are we still in initiative?
Technically, yes, because the creature is still asleep.
Okay.
It can be woken up, and it could continue, or it could try to run away. So,
Right.
you have to tell me what it is. Starting with Maze.
I actually had the same idea, so I am pulling my 50-foot rope out of my bag, and on the broom, I'm going to go over and go, whoo, like a top all the way around him, trying to wrap him up in this rope.
Okay, I imagine someone is going to hold him up to allow you to do that, because right now it's kind of lying on the ground asleep, so you can't really get around the top part.
Yep. Yep.
Not me, because I don't want to get tied up.
So
Maze,
yeah,
roll a dex, roll a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand?
for who?
For Maze, because Pearl has to hold up. She's going to run it around like a top. Let's see if she could do it without inadvertently tying Pearl to him, too.
It was a 17.
You succeed.
Hey.
Yay!
Pearl, intrepid, because she's kind of like, oh, I don't like rope, but
Away from me like this.
you restore her confidence in her party when it comes to rope, as you tie up the Jackal and not her.
Hey.
And with that, we're going to take a quick break. Yeah, it looks like we're back. How's everyone doing so far from our little break?
Yay!
Good.
Good. All right. Did see a couple of questions come in. Titus, thank you for answering the first one, which was from Kit Matari. Was the supposed corpse of Jackal? Yes, it was. Second question from Kit Matari is, what table are you rolling for gifts from the tricksters? What I am rolling on is I am pulling up the magic items. I'm going to wondrous items. I'm selecting common and uncommon and non-attuned, and items that don't require attunement. And there are 100 and from this list there are 104 items. So if there's a gift from the tricksters in that list, it will be a D100 plus 4 or plus a D4. That result will be the item they get. So it's based on what is on D&D Beyond. Hopefully that answers that question. Oh god. Yeah, I knew that was coming. See, you guys are talking about the whole tides thing over on the Realmsmith stuff. I don't have any answers for you. Just because I'm one of the Smith Guardians doesn't mean I can tell you before it's time. You just have to wait. Be patient.
I'm trying to wait. I'm trying and just I'm waiting to see what the scenario is because with everything it could happen. We'll have to wait and see, you know, if we even have our old characters. And I have our old characters.
That's fine. The answers will come. I cannot tell you what I'm not allowed to tell you. But as soon as those conversations are going on, so as soon as they are resolved, and you guys will be made aware. So patience. So, bringing it back in, you have a captured Jackal that after a little while, when you kind of knock it, bring it to consciousness, it kind of growls and kind of tries to shift its form into a full-on jackal, which is a canine type creature, and it just kind of growls and snarls as it's all tied up.
All right, so he's basically, the way I envision it, he's basically propped up and bound, I guess, against the nearest wall. Is that right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to walk over to him with my silver dagger and just rest the dagger against his throat, and try to, and I'll speak to him and see. I don't know if he can understand or not, but speak to him and say and ask him, "Who are you working for?"
Just kind of snarls at you. You can tell, just snarling at you, won't respond.
I guess, would it be a history check or a nature check to see if I would know if he would have the ability to understand me?
What you can see, he's in a full animal form.
Mm-hmm.
So even if he does understand, and even if he does understand, he's not in a position to reply.
Speak. Okay.
Can we like, because can we like say, you know, like change back, make him try to change back, and hold on to the rope to like pull it tight as he changes back?
He doesn't. He stays in the jackal form and just kind of growls at you.
So I'm holding the dagger still in its place, and speak to Maze and Pearl. I'm just as uneasy with this new inspector as we were with the last. We were told that that, you know, this was the report that was given. So I don't know. Maybe it's the inspector. Maybe it's the messenger, the boy that was sent. Someone set this trap for us. I don't know who to trust. Do we blow the whistle and bring all of the inspector's men to this place?
I think we need to try and question him more. Cut his finger off.
It would not be right.
I'll fly over on my broom
Something. We gotta do something.
and get right above its head, and I'm just going to start poking it over and over and over again.
Okay. Titus, I imagine you're within 5 feet.
Yeah, I'm basically holding a knife to its throat.
It attempts to kind of reach a nip at Maze's hand, but it doesn't. Maze kind of pulls a hand out of the way. It doesn't strike. It doesn't connect.
Bad puppy. fly back behind Titus. Blow the whistle. At least they can cage it up, and that would be one less person helping whoever we're looking for.
Worried that, like he said, the inspector might be in on it.
Yeah, but as I said it, as the words were coming out, I started to doubt it because he wasn't there waiting for a messenger to come. At least not that we could tell. It wasn't logical. Koth ran to us in concern. We ran over to the pub, and he comes in, and then shortly thereafter, there's the one running with a message that they found the body with the hands that were cut off. Now, why make up that detail? Clearly, the form that we approached had hands. Maybe they didn't have that detail. Or maybe they couldn't replicate it.
We could go back and ask the inspector to see the body. To in where they're once they've taken it off the street. You know what I mean?
Yes, but I think perhaps we should get some more help to safely transport this creature back to the inspector's office. Do you all agree?
Yep.
All right, so I will blow the whistle that we have. There you go.
So you're blowing the whistle.
Yes.
After a little bit, more whistles are heard, and then you see, after a little while, some constables come running around the corner to your location. And they kind of look at you standing there with the tied up dog there, and then a little while, Inspector and the Ninth comes up as well and looks at the scene and looks at the two dead bodies and the one that's tied up, and is like, "What happened here?"
What do you think happened? That we came out here looking for this body, and there was a body here with several guards standing around, but it was all a trap.
Okay.
And we fought off some. You see some bodies of the remains there. One got away, and we have this one bound. And so far, we've not been able to determine anything else.
All right. Well, guess we'll take this one and this dog that you have captured here, and we'll kind of take it somewhere to, I don't know, maybe to a dog catcher or something. I mean, and
this
transform back. I think you should have a secure location for it.
he looks at the other two bodies and seeing that they're still kind of in that hybrid kind of form, and
They might be okay.
okay.
They were a different form, kind of set.
All right. Well, we'll take it. We'll lock it up in the precinct then. But what?
So where is the real body is what I want to know.
What was the question, Pearl?
So where is the real body is what I'd like to know.
It was taken away. I told you we completed our investigation. Taken to the medical examiner.
I was under the impression that the medical examiner was going to come and look at the body once more, but it was taken to their office. Okay.
Yeah, he tells you as he told you over at the Twin Suns, he had completed his investigation, and the body had already been, the whole site had been cleared away.
Okay.
Can I insight that? Because that I don't remember it being worded exactly that way. So I mean, like I know it was he had said completed his investigation, but I don't remember him saying that it had been cleared away like that. So
Okay, go ahead. Titus, give me a D100 and a D4 and tell me the result.
Okay.
that's a 22.
He's being truthful.
Right.
Really? A 7.
7. Okay. An interesting one.
Is it a magnifying glass to help me with my investigations?
No.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? If you like extra insight or something, or extra investigation.
No, but I will tell you in a moment. Right now, it's the
Yeah.
So yeah, Ninth tells you that they completed an investigation, and so I mean clearly. As he directs his guards, you can kind of give me a perceptions.
4.
14.
Okay.
That's a nat 1 for 5.
Ouch.
Maze.
Maze.
Today.
While you're kind of sitting there floating around and clear Ninth is directing his guards, you hear him at one point kind of mumble. It's like kind of thing. It's like how he's. Like, I wonder how these creatures knew that you were coming here. As he and the rest of them kind of escort this dog away, muzzled and everything.
You were given directions to come here. Well, I can't answer this. I didn't hear it. But...
Well, that's if she chooses to tell y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Titus, you kind of look about. Give me a quick investigation check.
And I do relay everything.
Fair.
14.
All right. You find a tucked into a corner. You find an abandoned backpack. And as you go and inspect the backpack, you have been gifted a balloon pack. Balloon pack is a backpack that contains the spirit of an air elemental and a compact leather balloon. While you're wearing the backpack, you could deploy the balloon as an action and gain the effect of levitate spell for 10 minutes. Targeting yourself with no required concentration. Alternatively, you can use it as a reaction to deploy the balloon when you're falling to gain the effect of the feather fall spell on yourself. When the spell ends, the balloon slowly deflates as the elemental spirit escapes and returns to the elemental plane of air. As the balloon deflates, you descend gently toward the ground for up to 60 feet. If you're still in the air at the end of that distance, you fall and have no other means of staying aloft. After the spirit departs, the backpack's property is unusable unless the backpack is recharged for 1 hour in an air elemental node, which binds another spirit to the backpack.
Wow.
Oh my.
That's great.
I never heard of it before, but you know
make
what?
sure you
This is the joy of this table.
Got a flying buddy now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pearl.
Only once though, unless we go to the ethereal plane.
Or some location where you can bind it.
Yeah.
Another gift from the tricksters. These weird individuals that watch from another dimension seem to just pluck on the strings of fate.
Love the tricksters. They're very helpful.
Definitely keep it interesting.
That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say to the inspector, someone gave us instructions to come here. The directions of how to find this place.
Yes, but it's not my fault you got ambushed.
Where's the boy that came and told you about this?
No boy who came and told us is like we were told we had heard the scream and come to investigate and found the body and then did the investigation. There was a boy who went looking for Koth from the Twin Sons, which is where I found all of you when I came to the Twin Sons, because I know Koth tends to spend quite a bit of time at that particular pub. And that we are in such a we are within proximity of the of the pub.
Okay, out of character. Didn't the inspector give us the directions to come here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because you said you wanted to go investigate the scene, so he gave you directions on how to get there.
I get it now. I just assumed that the body was still there, but that makes sense.
Okay, so where's the medical examiner's office?
He tells you, and Maze, you kind of go, "Yep, I know where that's at." Been there a number of times.
What part of town are we in? Are we in kind of that lower?
Yeah, you're still in the same district you've been in.
Okay.
Not too far. I mean, about a dozen or so blocks from the boarding house you've been staying at. The precinct is you're all about within a mile is where you guys have been, basically.
And there's still no pattern to where the deaths have been or anything?
Nope. That was something you learned from talking with Alan and Maze in Alan's offices. There doesn't seem to be a pattern other than it stays in this. It's in this particular area.
Can you point us to the location where her body was found?
You're standing at it.
So I look around, and I imagine it's difficult for us to see with all that's been happening here. But where exactly was her body positioned?
He tells you is pretty much kind of in a slump in the center of this little four-way of the paths.
And I'll look around to see if there's any other vantage points from maybe an adjacent building or from an alleyway where someone else might have been able to see anything if it occurred here.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception. Actually, no. Considering you're looking for something particular, go ahead and give me an investigation.
I should be more vague.
Oh, I should be more vague.
11.
Okay. You look about. You see that the buildings in this particular section are 3 stories high in some parts. So there's a lot of windows that could kind of look out over this area.
Mm-hmm. So the buildings in this area, I'm assuming of kind of a lesser class.
It's a very kind of a densely kind of area, dense kind of area, but nobody's really awake right now.
Okay, so there's no windows with lamplight coming through.
Not that you can see now.
Okay.
There are a few shades of light from various small, nearly extinguished camp fires and various chimneys and stoves. In the area, it's a little bit of light, not a whole lot. I mean, this is pretty early, but nobody seems to have stirred or been awakened by the activity of the night. Or if they had, they'd already gone back to sleep and they just kind of wrote off any other noises. Not my problem.
I tell Inspector Knife that the direction we saw the other creature run off into, and I ask what's down there? Just more of the same, or is there anything unique in that direction?
Just connects over to the main road. In fact, you saw some of the constables come in from that direction. They didn't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. Did they see anyone on the roads?
Nope. This time of night, there's very few people on the street.
Would there be? I'm trying to think of what the motive would be for these creatures that are masquerading, because obviously they're the constable or the inspector. Trying to think of what their motive would be.
I asked the inspector again. So, if you don't mind my asking, what's the record? What did they say the manner of the cuts were with Meryl? Were they very showing a great deal of finesse, or were they more ragged?
It's a lot like the other ones. It's a very precision. It appeared no more once the medicals ever done, but just based on what I can tell, it looks like it ended her life quick and quiet, or as quiet as possible and quickly. The cuts were precision. Somebody who is obviously skilled with a knife.
See, that's what's interesting. When we found this presumed corpse, when we came out to this place, all the wounds were jagged and ragged and showing real haste and little care. And obviously it was not real. But why disguise and look different if the true marks are of finesse?
Body.
Say again, Pearl.
I said they also didn't have the hands. I'm wondering if they didn't see the body before they made the trap.
Reasonable conclusion. Clearly, someone who just set this up was in haste and didn't have all the information.
That doesn't make sense.
How did I figure out?
Why? Here's another question. Why would somebody set a trap for you?
The only thing I can think of is because we keep getting so close. When we mentioned how we had figured out, the idea of the shifters and stuff, that's when the inspector revealed himself to be one.
Yeah.
So, but how would they know? Because we dealt with them, so they didn't have a chance to get the message out that we figured it out. But I would think that his boss would realize he's not back and that we're still alive and things like that. So maybe his boss is sending people after us.
It's a very interesting question. Not quite sure how you would follow up. Clearly, somebody possibly overheard our conversation, a conversation at some point, and decided to set a trap for you. But the question is when could you have come across when could you have been in a place where someone might have overheard and tried to and possibly set this up?
What happened when we were in, or that we were talking about going? That's the only place we really talked about it, isn't it?
At the pub. So, did anyone appear to leave shortly after us or immediately after us when we departed to go investigate? Well, you were still at the pub, right?
Yeah, I was sitting there talking with the twins and enjoying a drink. I didn't notice anyone I didn't notice anything. Everybody kind of finished their drinks and all went home shortly thereafter. It is almost 3 a.m.
What do you think, Mace?
I'm not quite sure, Titus. The husband, did we get a beat on him? He left before, well, we had that conversation. But seeing us,
But his own wife? She was the victim.
No, but maybe he was very upset. Do you think he would have blamed
But he was
us for her
enraged.
death?
He was enraged. He overturned tables and all that kind of stuff when he found out that she was dead.
That's what I'm saying, though. Though he may not have killed his wife, but maybe he thought we did and came with the buddies to help, or sent buddies to.
unless, we are dealing with shapeshifters, and that could have been a really good performance.
So what's the next course of action? What do you suggest, Maze and Pearl?
I suggest you roll perception checks.
I think we should roll perception checks.
Sounds good.
Bad idea. We should look around more.
Don't forget, if any of you have inspiration you haven't used, you can definitely use it. It only lasts till the end of the stream.
I believe I have one.
Don't forget it for this one. Okay, 21.
Nice.
7.
So
Thinking really hard this time.
I'm not going to use mine. I have a dirty 20.
Nice.
I'm playing on my broom.
As you guys are having this conversation with Ninth, you see a figure step out of the mist. It's kind of you see Koth come out of the mist, kind of a look of a complete wild-eyed, crazed look in his eye, carrying a double-headed axe and a pair of hand axes tucked in his belt. He sits there and goes, "I'll get him. I'll get him," he mutters over and over again.
Who will you get?
And whoever killed my wife, he just full on. Got a very crazed look in his eye, carrying this double-headed axe. Walking through, and Ninth is just a little little taken aback at this sight.
I'll look over at Titus and be like, I guess he didn't do it.
So he's obviously visibly distraught. What is are any of his clothes ripped or torn or anything?
A little disheveled.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's kind of because just the whole think about if you're if you're after a long day or just you're kind of in that face popping up out of the mist. How appropriate.
That's my husband.
Okay. But yeah, he looks disheveled, and like he's just got this wild, crazed kind of animalistic look in his eye as he's on a mission to find someone. He has no idea who, because even you guys have no idea, because Koth was nowhere near the site when the wife was killed, from what you can tell. So he's just
Please calm down. We're trying to find them, but running around upset isn't going to help.
I'll get him. I'll get whoever it is.
Do you even have an idea who might have done this?
I'll get him.
The inspector's still here, right?
Yeah, and he's just like trying to figure out how to kind of handle this, because someone who's in that point mentally where they have zero to give and potential dangerous to the community. And you see Ninth kind of weighing it up. If you want, roll an insight check on him.
Okay. 22.
On Ninth?
Yes.
One
He
thing.
is trying to determine if this is a potential powder keg that's going to go off, as in this is probably a matter of public safety or personal safety.
Can I use my can I like my insight, because I rolled an insight as well, but I was looking at the husband.
Oh,
Can I,
okay.
Is there any way to reason with him? Yeah. Is there any way to reason with him at all? Probably
Not he's not in the frame of mind for conversation. He's in a very much a kind of a crazed kind of look. Like he's just waiting for just anything to set him off. 'Cause you don't get a good vibe that this is a safe situation.
So, are we close to kind of the higher class part of the district?
No, you're all still kind of in that same area you fought the
Right.
Jackal wares. He has just come in and he's kind of there, kind of walking. Realize he kind of vaguely recognizes all of you and just kind of sitting there looking about, trying to determine where he's going to go. You guys intervene? Do you let him go? What do you want? How are you going to handle this?
I'm not gonna let him go because that would hurt someone else possibly. But very, very carefully see if I can approach him without being threatening at all. Just trying to slowly walk up to him, with hands down and everything, just nonchalantly, just see if I can walk closer to him. If he adjusts or anything like that, I'll pause.
Okay, go ahead and give me a persuasion with disadvantage.
Gun. That's a 10.
As you kind of go up there, he kind of quickly looks at you, and he almost looks like he's readying the axe to attack, but he kind of holds and then turns away. Doesn't you don't get within 10 feet.
And this might be bad, guys. Can I cast sleep on him?
Yes, you can. You still have spell slots you can do that?
I think I do.
All right.
I do. I have one left.
All right, and yep, this isn't like the morning show, so by all means, go ahead and try and cast sleep.
All right, that's a 33.
Succeed.
Sorry, guys.
He kind of sits there and wavers, and drops the axe and falls down asleep.
Well, at least it'll be easier to apprehend now.
I'll look over to Knife. Perhaps you should assist him maybe a night in the precinct to be safer for everyone.
Might be a good idea. Thank you. And goes over, and a couple of his men who are also waiting for a signal to do something go over. They kind of take the axes out of his belt, the double-bladed axe out of his hands, and kind of carry him along to the precinct as well. At this point, Knight bids you all good night because he wants to make sure nothing happens, and he goes.
So really the only thing we got left is this area and there's no other clues of any kind of tracks, any kind of thing that was traffic, no clues at all.
Nothing that you guys can tell.
Yeah. I think we ought to pay a visit to the medical examiner's office and see if we can pick up any clues there.
Okay. At this point at night, it's probably closed, so you're going to want to stop in for a quick rest before going and visiting the medical examiner.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Make a note. Going to meet the medical examiner. Which is a good stopping point for tonight.
All right.
Seems fair, because so Gonna meet our medical examiner in the meet the medical examiner. Alrighty, good session, guys.
It's crazy.
We've got magic in a room. I'm so happy right now.
Your volume kind of dipped out on you, Maze. Alrighty. So, thank you everyone so far for watching and sticking with us. This was had its ups and downs, I'm sure. If I can see, are there any other questions that came in? No, doesn't appear to be. You had a question, Pearl, or what was the question?
I noticed that you were saying Jackal wears, not wear jackals.
Yes.
Um,
There's
I don't know why you were doing that.
That's actually a bit of the monster lore side of things. There is a group. There are the were, or the were creature is typically denoting a curse of lycanthropy. There are actual natural creatures. See if I can pull up the exact. Jackal wares and like wolf wares are a creature whose natural form is the animal, and they can in turn turn into a hybrid or potentially human or humanoid. They're a natural forming creature. They actually don't like the lycanthropes in any way, and they can only pass on their ability through bloodlines. Whereas unlike lycanthropes, where you can be bitten by them and the curse passed on, theirs isn't a curse, it's a natural part of their biology.
So what's their intelligence from a, I mean, if they're jackals, if they're naturally animalistic, do they have the intelligence to carry on speech as a humanoid? Okay.
Yeah. They can speech, they can reason, they're intelligent.
So they're just basically kind of like the reverse.
Yeah. Aware creatures, there's another name for it, in looking in there. See if I can see it real quick. Quite the name off top of it. I know I saw it when I was looking up the wolf wares, because the doctor was a wolf. But yeah, that's the kind of the difference between two. It's an old creature when you look them up, and when looking at some of the other things, like I was looking at the Forgotten Realms wiki. Like if you do a Google like wolf were versus werewolf, you should be directed toward the D&D wikis and have a description on that, and you can read up that they do have an animosity, and that, like I said, their trait is passed down through bloodlines, and it can't be passed along any other way. But they do gain some of the same. They do have some of the same abilities as far as immunities to non-magical and non-silvered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still racking my brain like how these jackal wares are aligned with some other, big baddie to do all of this stuff. That's the mystery that I can't.
I promised you an interesting adventure.
Yeah.
From this module, I'm hoping, and the time has paid off. Where now things are starting to really pick up and get interesting. I'm hoping.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you've been paying attention, chat, we're on our 4th victim out of 5, and if we don't get this solved in the next day or so, we might not solve it in time.
It's true.
So
the next day. So, all right. Well, I think with that, we're going to wish everyone a good night. I know we're cutting a little earlier than normal, but we kind of at a good stopping point
Yeah.
Mhm.
and don't want to stretch over because I know last week we stretched over quite a bit. So trying to even those scales, so to speak.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
real quick, thank you to the community. Thank you for all of the bits. Let me run through that activity feed because we had quite a bit of bits cheered. Ms. K for the bits. Breck Arius was a follow. Saladin, thank you for the 5-month sub. Thank you to everybody who cheered channel points. Those are always great and helpful and can affect the outcome of the game. No wild magics this time. Maybe later. But thank you to the cast for spending their Saturday night hanging out playing D&D. All of that support is helpful. Be sure to check us out on our social medias. Catch previous episodes of Challenge Accepted on the Scoop Studio YouTube. Tomorrow morning, I will see you guys at 10 a.m. for Sunday with Scoob, where I think I'm going to go over some Warhammer 40k stuff and maybe do a little mini painting before getting into some Baldur's Gate 3. And that's a chance we can talk and ask questions and have a good, and kind of hang out and drink coffee. Because what else are you going to do on a Sunday morning? I know some people have religious things they do because it is the day of rest, and I am not by any means taking away from that is true. That is also an important thing because with everything going on, you have to find a way to keep your faith, keep your sanity, all of those things. So everyone has their Sunday routines, so we should just be respectful of that. So, with that, I guess if you guys don't have anything, I will say goodnight to everybody, and you all have a safe night, safe weekend, and we will see you on our next stream. Good night, everybody.